Okay, what is it?
All right. I'm gonna get it together.
I got it. No, I got it. I got
I
it.
got it.
I got it. Fuck it. I
Welcome
got
back
it.
to another episode of Black Girl Talk. Welcome back, season 4. And I had to bring my bestie on the first episode. Hey, best friend, welcome back.
I almost said good morning. Hey. Shoot, for real. I don't know what time you listening this to. Good morning, good afternoon, good. What's up?
Good night.
Right? No, not good night. You got to listen to this.
But you waking up at night, so if you waking up, hello. Welcome up and welcome back from your nap. Oh my goodness, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I did an episode. Since I did a season.
Hello, season opener.
We're gonna get a little to something. I guess it's serious, but it's not that serious. But like, it's kind of like a key because a lot of y'all making this a trend.
For some people, it could be deep.
It will be deep. It will definitely will be deep. Sometimes some people get triggered about it because it's just like some people will take an offense to what's going on. So let's get into this situation. Like, where are y'all really healing, or y'all just letting TikTok tarot card readers read your life together?
Oh, yikes. And I'd be like, okay, I get it. Like, you know, sometimes somebody may pull out a card and it may be relevant, but like people will go to that, like, for they go to like, oh yeah, I gotta see what my tarot card reading for the day from the TikTok reader who does it for like people at the same time. Nothing is specified to you or your situation at all.
That's why they basically like, if it resonates with you, take it and run with it. No, what if it doesn't? I'm not gonna run with nothing. And then, like they said, don't be letting these people pray on these apps for you. You don't know the spirit behind it.
Yeah, you don't let nobody pray. Like, I don't know. It's just when it comes, and that's why I feel like it's the difference between how you want to, because there are affirmations and there are prayers. And when I feel like you are praying, majority of the time when you intent towards a specific God that you worship, when there is a affirmation, you are now putting something in the air to form its truth.
Now, I agree. I totally agree with that, because a lot of people get spirituality and religion mixed up. Religion is literally more so of a group activity. It's more so of a congregation coming together and praising one. And it's organized beliefs and practices that follow underneath that. And spirituality is an individual practice that has a sense and a purpose behind it. And more so, like, it's pretty much a sense of peace and purpose behind it, so where you're not getting conflicted with everybody else. Because I can sit here and say, growing up, I was quote unquote raised as a Christian.
Same.
Only people that's gonna get offended is probably the white folks. And if you're listening, I don't give a fuck, because why are you listening in the first place?
To become educated, and all y'all need to be listening to.
And you know what? Listen, sidebar. I had to have some white girls tell me, "Do I have permission to listen to your podcast?" I was just like, "It's free. What the fuck? I can't restrict you from listening."
Right.
But it's more so the fact that growing up, a lot of people, some I don't think you even know this. I think you do, but you know, my dad was a deacon. A lot of my friends probably know. My dad was a deacon. So I grew up Southside, New Bethel Baptist Church. I grew up in church. Went to the spring break Bible study, Bible school.
I went to one of them too.
During summer camp, we did the Champs. Champs was like a summer vacation Bible school.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really school, but spring break that was Bible school, because we really was studying.
I went to one in the summer though. Mine was in the summer. It's like a little summer Bible camp.
Yeah, it was pretty much camp. That's pretty much what it was.
If y'all know Prophetess Baptist Church, that's where it was at. From Cleveland people, it was there.
So growing up, both of my parents were Christians. My dad, and that's something that has stuck with me. Every time I did go back home to my dad, we literally every day he would wake me up, say a prayer, like literally hold me in his arms, and we'll say a prayer, then we go on about our day. Even when we leave out the house, when we get in the car, he says a prayer, and then boom, we say a prayer at night. The prayer that, even to this day, it sticks with me. Now lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take.
Yeah.
So growing up, yes, we go to church Sunday. I had a black church, so we had 2 services: the early ass morning services at 6 a.m. And then we had the 10 o'clock service that ends at 1 o'clock.
There we go. We'll do 10. We'll do 11 maybe. Get there a little late, but 6 a.m. My mother was not.
he was one of them head deacons that had to be there.
Well, he has to be there.
My dad was one of them. He was even like the outreach program person. Like he was
Right.
the person. He did a lot for the church.
Which is
Trust
dope. It's
me,
dope.
I was in a little what's the church called? The bleachers. I was in the bleachers sleep at that 6 a.m. service with my blanket. Anybody say nothing?
Yes, they should have.
They knew that they don't touch Clyde's daughter.
Like in
So
the morning.
trust me, get back home. The boys still sleep by the time we got back from the service, and we got to go at 10. Y'all still ain't wake up. Them boys had cars, so they be the ones that be arriving at 12 o'clock.
See that I'm with the boys. Come on, boys. We enter at 12. We enter at 11. You know we gonna make it. Amen. We gonna make it.
And growing up, it was just that as I got older, with my mom, after my dad passed away, dealing with my mom was the one parent that always made a Bible verse the response to any arguments, any ill will, anything evil that you think will come out of your mouth. Your mom, I had that type of parent that would try to spit up Bible verse and be like, "Oh, well, God and Jesus ain't do this and that, so why are you doing this and that?" I'm just looking like, Mom, can you just be 100 with me?
Look, at least she had the scripture, because you got some thumpers who just be thumping without no sort of textual, no background.
But it's I think it depends on how you say it to the
person. Yeah, it's still annoying and how they use it. If you're using it in a negative connotation, that still sucks. I'm just the fact that at least you have some sort of textual evidence, because somebody will say, "Yeah, God, this, God, that," can't say nothing about what he said, and then want to be like, "But that's wrong." Shut up.
Okay, in what verse? Tell me what verse.
At least what book?
Like she literally told me, and she was right. The one thing about my mama, she was like, read Psalms, and Psalms be reading the heck out of me. Psalms is literally my go-to book.
Yeah.
But it was just more so of like that human connection, like just to have that one-on-one. So as I got older, after my dad passed away, I felt so uncomfortable in any other church besides the one I was raised in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was. Something was sticking with me. Even when I seen like the whole painting of the white Jesus, I'm looking like, to me, I don't think that's what Jesus looked like. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I don't think it would look like. When I seen the black painting, I'm like, yeah, but I don't think his hair is like that.
I think that's a funny topic, what Jesus is like, because people say Jesus is a woman, Jesus is black,
but it's literally in the scripture. It's literally written in the Bible. I need to remember the damn book.
You one of them thumpers? Are you thumping like that?
No, I promise you, I can find. I'll go find the verse now. Where the Bible at?
You can't be thumping like that.
Revelations. Hello. Come on, Revelations.
Okay, Revelations.
Revelations 1:14-15. And it says Jesus' skin was darker. Was a darker hue. Hold on, this don't sound right. There we go. It says literally hair white as wool, eyes red as fiery flame, and feet was burnt as it came out of a furnace. That sounds like a black man.
That does sound some burnt feet. Burnt. You sound like you could be
bronze. That does sound black.
Oh, I thought you said burnt.
It's literally it says burnished bronze, like
refined. Oh, burnished bronze. Okay, yeah.
As it came out of the furnace. What it really said in the Bible app, it says like it's like out as a furnace, burnt as it came out of a furnace. So when something comes out of a furnace, that's pretty dark, sweetheart. That's burnt. That's black. I
mean, bronze. When you hit bronze, you hit brown, baby.
And then here, white as wool. White people don't have wool hair.
But no, we gold. We shimmer gold in the sun.
But white people don't have wool hair.
They got. Let me stop, because I ain't here to be problematic. We here to talk about spirituality and religion.
I'm here to be problematic. I don't give a fuck. You want to shut my shit down? Shut it down. Guess what? I'm gonna come back alive.
Resurrection.
I ain't God now. I'm just saying, white folks. Y'all love to tear some shit down, but. That's how I really pretty much was growing up. It's growing up where you hear all the Bible scripts. Now, as I got older, and this is what really blew me, is how if I'm not listening to my mom, she'd be so quickly be like, "Oh, well, you're turning away from God, huh?" I'm like, "You're not God," and I don't like your delivery. But who for you to sit here and tell me what my relationship is like with God compared to yours? You don't know if I'm praying.
But the good old parent thing is, and that's in the Bible somewhere, disrespecting your parent, having beefing with your parent is considered a sin as well. So when you defy your mother, or you defy against your father, or whoever is your guardian, you are
disobeying the
defying
Lord.
God. Yeah.
Listen, God, the people that you be putting in our
And look,
lives.
yeah, your parent may not be right.
That's
Messed up.
and that's the thing where they be so conjuring and thinking like they're so right because they knew the Bible from front to back. And it's just like, listen, you're not God, and just like you gonna judge. It says judge righteously, not judge to demean the next person next to you, thinking you're God and you're His right hand, and you have the say so to sit here and tell them, you're doing this wrong. So
That's true, because that's a lot of, and that's one of the other things that like get on my nerve about the Christian community and growing up. They were always very I mean, I wouldn't say that growing up. No, growing up in Providence Baptist Church, I think I did have a few run-ins. And it was mainly with the kids. Kids was mean. Like one kid pushed me downstairs. Then I pushed him back. Then the teacher came in between us, and that was the issue. Then I was singing in choir, and these two
don't
brothers
get me started
who,
with the choirs now.
yeah, I got up in the choir.
Don't get me started.
No.
My daddy would snatch me from Cleveland and be running, driving to the church, trying to get me in that choir practice. Like, no, I don't want to
No,
sing.
them kids was fucking mean. Them brothers picked on me. They ain't let me play their DS and some other corny stuff. Like, I don't know. But other than that, I mean, growing up in the Providence Baptist Church wasn't that bad. My mother wanted to go damn near every Sunday. And of course, every Sunday we were late. So that was fine with me. But religion was definitely prevalent. Sometimes my sister ain't go. I don't understand how the older sibling gets to stay. And that don't make sense. We all need to be worshiping the Lord. Get her ass up and come to the church. But that was none of my business. I still
Imagine
had to
how
go
I
to
feel
church.
when I see my brother sitting there sleeping in. We getting ready to
They
get out
need
the
to get
door.
their asses up
And they
and
sleeping
going to
in. But
church.
no, like they did end up coming. Like they still woke up and still came, even though they probably
No.
came late. But they look. That's how I knew they was in the balconies. Like the way New Bethel remodeled. So like the old church is where all the kids be at. That's our the kids section. Then the new church is
Mm-hmm.
where all the adults and all the other kids and all stuff like that. You can go up these stairs and then you're up in the balcony. The boys is up there in the balcony, and my dad, I'm pretty sure he's seen them because the deacons is always in the choir. The deacons was always singing. But so as you got older, have you noticed certain things maybe been a little was a lie to the point where you kind of had to start spreading your own wings and like doing your own research and like finding your own faith?
I kind of okay, so I'm very at stray when it comes to the aspect, but religion is a very icy field because I've studied in regular Christianity, Bible. I've studied in like being a Jehovah Witness. So I've had Bible studies and I've known what that's like. And I know how they think differently from like regular churches and how some Christian like churches, there's something called the Trinity. And that's when the Son, God, and the Holy Spirit are all one entity. And then you have
What?
God. Yes, like that's called the Trinity, and that's within like some Christian practice. Then you
Mm-hmm.
got just religions across country and stuff like that. So when it comes to religion, I feel like it's so scattered. I've learned to find peace and just knowing that, okay, I've had some practices within certain religions. I take whatever information I get from them that I found seemed pure, genuine, and like accurate. Came with some sort of evidence and meaningful background. And I incorporate that to my regular life because I'm not gonna say that I'm sitting in one particular practice of religion because I'm not, because it's all too scarce. Like I don't know. In Christianity, I got a little suspicion about them because that came from the Caucasian man. I don't trust the Caucasian man, so I don't know.
The
Excuse
called
me.
casket, man.
I don't trust the Caucasian man. So I
and
don't know. You bringing over this white Jesus,
and
and you
that's
want
what
to you want
made
it to be
me
white, like godly of the field with blood.
so we can our ancestors could have feared them to where we don't have to get where they didn't have to get whipped. And that's what made me kind of stray away from the idea that he was white.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I actually found like the revelations script, I'm just looking like, all right. When I started watching these stories, these movies that they come out trying to tell us our background, like we're like pretty much the ancestor stories about the slavery, the runaway slaves, stuff like that. Each time I watch the movie that goes back that far or into the civil rights movement in that time of era, it kind of makes me a little irritated and sick because of how they really use the Bible as a weapon to where it goes down the lineage to where now it's like it's a practice that been passed on through bloodline after bloodline after bloodline to the point where it's just like the truth is hidden, and like once you go seeking for it, you start looking at things a little differently.
And I don't know, cause that people when it comes to the Bible and
It
some of
is
the information in it, I just want to know. I want to backtrack. Where is our Bible? Where is like the people who came?
all.
And that sucks because we were stripped. The African American people were stripped. Not, oh, excuse me. Black people were stripped from so many different regions and were stripped of so many different practices. Even the people that were still baseline in America and that already originally lived in America, stripped of their practices. So it's like, what were they? I want to know what like.
That's the thing. Like a lot of people started to realize, like, oh, like there's lots of books that's in the Bible that's been taken out. So it's like when you hear that, it's like, okay, what are you hiding? Like, why what you not trying to tell us? And then come to find out, you can get the book, you can get the whole Bible that got all the books in it, but they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg for it.
I bet they will.
Of course.
And
As I
that's
got
so
older,
fishy though.
and that's what I'm saying. Like these are these
Somebody dropped them bitches on Reddit. Period. I'm trying to read. Yeah, I'm trying to read them books on Reddit.
And that's the thing I started learning. Like I started transitioning to where pretty much once the relationship with my mom kind of dispersed, that's when I really started seeking God more. That's when I started like breaking out and like not carrying certain practices anymore, like certain practices and beliefs. And it's just like that's when I converted into becoming an Israelite, and I started conforming to their practices and started doing my own research and like really like I overall did my own research just about just my history overall, like where my people came from, how certain things went wrong, and like all anything. Now moving forward, you get into our generation with this technology, TikTok, all the little shade I threw earlier about this trend,
Spirituality. Yeah, I was just
the
about to bring that
trend.
up too. I was just about to bring that up.
It's the fact that the littlest shit becomes trends, and it's just like
Uh,
why is protecting your spirit, your soul, and feeding your soul is a trend when
I mean,
this
I
is
feel like
it
that's
should be
really
sacred.
good
It should be
though.
sacred.
I feel like it's even if it is a sacred practice, I like with it being a trend, it finds either the right people or it just promotes positivity for all
Mm-mm.
people. Now, what I will say is people saying they're doing that type of stuff and they're healing and they're meditating, etc., but still like out here breaking people's hearts, stealing, out here just doing any and utmost anything, just like a backwards Christian. That's kind of what it's like. Like spirituality talks about like self health and all this self worship, and then you got Christianity is talking about God and being like a true Christian and loving thy neighbor, etc. But then you got the toxic ones who want to kill thy neighbor, talk about thy neighbor, like
You know what I'm
either
gonna
way
say?
it go.
The ancient people. Hint, hint. To next episode.
Basically, basically ancient people on both behalves. But my thing with spirituality now, I've had spiritual experiences that have made me step into my more, because there are some people who just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna jump into spirituality just because like it's a trend and it's hot. Now, I've
Go fuck
had
yourself.
yeah, no, it's not even like that. Like it's not even nothing that you just hop into just for the fun of it. Like I've had experience where I've seen entities, I've seen ghosts, I've seen things happen before they've actually happened. I've sensed people. Like it's I've
That's the thing that I be trying to tell people, like especially with the older generations. I'm like, listen, your relationship with your God, whoever you believe in, like we could be on the same plane, the same belief. But I'm saying the relationship is different. God gonna bring out things in you that they not gonna bring out to the next person. That's what a lot of people need to understand. Is like you're not designed to be the same. So you
nope.
cannot sit here
Yes.
and judge someone else's experience with God compared to yours.
Yeah,
Because my thing
everything.
is, it's energy. I like you said, you be seeing entities, you be seeing all that type of stuff. It's the reason why he's allowing you to see that shit. With me, I can feel your energy, and if your energy is making me uncomfortable, I got to go. I'm not gonna speak to you. And that's another thing. It's a whole sidebar, different conversation. I have made tweets about this. I have friends, and even you have said it before. It's like, oh, you don't know this person. You gotta calm down and relax. No, if my spirit is tingling and I'm uncomfortable, it's a reason.
Yeah, it's a reason. And more than likely, okay, I give somebody, and I've been in multiple instances of the same, and I'll give the person a benefit of the doubt if I don't know nothing, if I don't give you the benefit of the doubt. But my eyes will be out, and I'm gonna make sure. And usually when I do have them feelings, I don't be wrong.
At all. That's
So
one thing.
I
That's
just
one thing. I know how to communicate. I know how to keep the energy cool for everybody else around. But once I step out, that bitch, fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck
fuck
you.
you.
You're cool. Fuck you. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I try. I don't never anything about that. You and you can vouch for me for this. I don't judge nobody. I don't judge because at the end I always say I'm not God. I cannot punish
I
you.
don't
I'm not
think
gonna
that
get God
comes with
for
our
it
generation. Well, it comes with our generation. It doesn't come with, like, that open mindedness doesn't come with everybody.
at all. And that's one thing I think because of me, because I've been around, so like after my dad, I think my dad and my brothers, I had the balance, but then once I lost my dad, it just I realized how simple minded certain people can be, and then that
Hmm.
made me realize like, bro, it's the world is fucking big to the point where you can't be closed minded at all. You just can't.
There's too many variables thing when it comes to let me see, spirituality. Yes, you have to bring in open-mindedness, but you have to bring in intent and meanings. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm pretty open-minded, so I'm just gonna hop on the trend and some good stuff is gonna happen.
Everything
Yeah,
you do
no.
has intentions. You got everything you have to have. You got to set intentions in everything that you do.
Yep.
So if you're gonna jump on a train because you see this pop whoop de whoop or whatever, what's your intention? Because what you set it out to be is what pretty much is gonna be your karma, and there's good and bad karma overall. So it's just like I hate our generation.
Yeah, our generation, a very trendy generation. Like if it's popping on TikTok, it's gonna be popping. Or another thing that trends connected to spirituality is crystals. Crystals is a real funny to me because you got some people that be like them rocks and pebbles. Them
No,
is
but it's dead ass crystals for fucking
crystals, like they grow from the earth. Like all things that grow from the earth, they carry some sort of, like we do,
attention.
energy, some sort
Mm-hmm.
of, like, some, it's a natural grown resource. Another thing with crystals, that they're in the Bible, which is, I think, one of the reasons why religion and spirituality really be beefing too, is because there are a bunch of religions, even Jehovah Witnesses themselves, they don't believe in crystals. They think crystals, which I do understand because there are some, I think the proper word is divinations. There are some evil practices of spirituality, but
And that's
some
another
crystals
thing.
are left in the Bible. Like lapis is in the Bible. Amethyst, I think, is in the Bible.
That's another thing that be blowing me when people be picking and choosing what they want to select and go by from whatever's in the Bible. It's like, no, if you're gonna stand by the Bible, stand by it completely. But because and that's what I think when people that's religious compared to someone that's spiritual, the religious person always want to judge the spiritual person because they seek the truth. A spiritual person is gonna speak the truth.
I'm a question what
Speak
was in that book.
speak the truth or seek the truth
Yes.
and
Speak of the
also seek the
secret.
truth.
Speak of the
Both of them.
secret.
So it's just like religious people like want to pick and choose, and they I promise you they be the first ones to throw the stone and then they want to hide their hands. It's like, no, if you're gonna stand by what you're practicing and what you believe in, seek it all the way through. Don't just pick and choose whatever makes you because that one makes you uncomfortable. That you do it because clearly you're doing something wrong if you're uncomfortable about it.
They weaponize, and that's one of the things of spirituality that is good. It's all about healing. That's why some people link it back to religion, because religion is like supposed to be healing. Now, so unfortunately, people sometimes use religion as a weapon, and that pushes people away when you do stuff like that,
It do. I can't lie. It's just like it just made me
or
not
question it.
And no, I never questioned it. It just made me.
Well, I mean, some people.
Some people, yes. For me,
yeah.
I can say for me, I never questioned it because I promise you, I never. Once I lost my dad, I never questioned God. That's when I realized everything happens for a reason.
And some people, it's like the exact opposite too.
I promise you, I had an aunt that told me that I was handling my dad's death the best way as possible, especially as a kid. I was just like, nigga, what? No, I didn't say that to her, but I was like, what do you mean? And then she broke it down to how, like, once she lost her grandma, felt lost. She said she hated God. She just didn't want nothing to do with God. I'm just looking like, but everything happens for a reason. And right. I always been told as a young age, like, I always was pretty much ahead of my time. I really was never a closed-minded person. And when I look back at things, like, I've always been open-minded. Always been aware of my surroundings. Always been aware of myself.
Girl, I felt that. That's one thing. As a kid, I think I got tired of that statement, honestly. But I can never want to run away from that statement, like you say, just because that's like the way you uphold yourself. The fact that I had gray hair at like 6 and 7, so I was walking around with that.
And that right there is where my episode went to shit with the audio and having the technical issues. Trying to reschedule, get everything up to date, and try to finish out the episode. Life will get in the way of that. One thing that I wanted to take away from this episode was the fact that try not to make this healing your spiritual journey a trend. And the end question of that topic was, are you healing? Are you genuinely healing? And in the text message Tavion had sent me about that question, I asked him, are you healing? He said that that's one of the biggest questions of 2021. And it is so easy to say, yeah, I'm healing. Healing will always have ups and downs. When you heal, you're not always going to feel on top. Healing is when you're able to step out of yourself, step out of comfort, and realize what in your life is taken away from you. Having an unconditional love for yourself will open your eyes to all the things that are preventing you from growth. When you have that love for yourself, it will be easier to weed out the bad actions, people, and thoughts that can affect you so much that you forget that the only one thing that matters the most is you, how you feel, and what you want. So when you think of healing, think of what the innocent kid used to be. Find that. Protect them, because that kid was free. They had no worries, no stress. And some of us have been fighting demons since we were a kid. Go back and save that kid. Hold them and be that comfort that you needed. Now, for me, I think every day I'm healing. Every step, every process, everything I go through, there's a set intent to it. God allows everything to happen for a reason. So when you take the time out, and one thing about me, I started to have a lot of epiphanies and deja vus to the point where I pulled from my roots. I pulled from whatever was deep down that stimulated any issues, any traumas for me. I pulled them roots up and I started healing. Started healing from the bottom to the top. And I promise you, I'm probably the most, as challenging as this year has been, it's been the most rewarding healing process in my whole entire life, to the point where I'm in a new space in my life where I can only focus on me. And with that being said, that I hope that you guys are taking the time out to really truly heal yourself. I hope that you're not influenced by our generation with the whole trends and all that stuff that's like popping. And as I stated in the episode, I think that spiritual healing is very important, and it is a secret process. It's nothing too false. I mean, yes, I mean, be grateful, be gracious, and be thankful for your process. But I don't think it's necessary to where you have to show every step. A lot of people are not going to get your process, and that's only for you. You know, you only know what you need to heal. With that being said, welcome to season 4 of Black Girls Talk. If you've been on this ride for me since day one, thank you so much. And thank you for continuing to tune in. Tavion's information in the description of each episode. And once again, my name is Alicia, and that's Real Talk.